How to use UDP to transfer serial port data to network port on Skydroid remote control. Air unit connects the flight control via D3 TTL port to the drone video data link air unit. Ethernet port is connecting an IP camera. On the ground unit, we use this network port. We don't use any serial port because we are using UDP, which is serial port on air unit to network port on ground unit. Here we use the serial port to flight control on the air unit. On the ground side, we use the network port. The network cable is connected to the Skydroid 2.4 grams transmitter. And then video and data are sent to the Skydroid remote control. The remote control is connected to a wired network to the computer. We have a wired network cable connection. You also don't need it. We can use this network cable to connect a computer and then do some operations, such like ping commands. Modify the configuration operations. Check whether the network is connected, etc. To ping these 4 IPs. Whether these 4 IPs are connected. Okay, let's take a look on computer. Because it is a serial to Ethernet, so some settings need to change. At the air unit IP address, at Serial tab, choose UART3. The remote IP will become the IP of the remote control. Later, we will show you the IP address of the remote control. Before here is the ground unit's IP. And then this ground unit web page. The ground unit IP, 11, does not need to be changed. These haven't changed. It's exactly the same as before. We only need to configure the air unit and set the remote IP to the IP of the remote control. That means at the web page of air unit 192.168.1.12, remote IP should enter the remote control IP address. It's equivalent to the air unit. Receives the FC serial data. It will send it to the remote IP. The remote IP was previously, it was ground unit IP before, 192.168.1.11, and now changed to the IP of remote control, to 192.168.1.100. Remember here, after changing these parameters, you need to reboot the software to take effect. Now that we have changed it, we won't reboot it. After changing, you need to reboot it. Then look at the remote control. The remote control, there are some things to note. First, the network here. It's recommended to turn off the Wi-Fi here, because the remote control itself is 2.4 GHz, and our link is 1.4 GHz. There are already 2 wireless links, so we need to turn off the Wi-Fi of the remote control. Here we choose Ethernet. You need to configure the IP address we mentioned earlier. Change it to 192.168.1.100, which is equivalent to sending this IP from the air unit. It should be in the same network segment, 192.168.1x. Let's look at the PC side. Then we use a network cable connected to the remote control. There is such an advantage. First, we can access 2 wireless links to view the web page, to modify its parameters. Through this network cable, connect to the computer. We can access air unit or access ground unit. So now, including air unit, IP camera, ground unit, remote control, they are all in a local area network. They can access each other. Let's demonstrate it. For example, the remote control. We can ping remote control. It can be connected. And our air unit is 12. That means each one can be connected. If customers have any problems, simply use the ping command. He can know which one is not online. We even have an IP camera that is 64, which can also be connected. Now the IP camera, 2 wireless links, and the remote control and computer are all on the same local area network and can access each other. In addition, if we need to see video here, click H12 Pro Tool. Choose Video Viewing. We can see camera's video. Here, remember to enter the camera's IP. This place needs to be changed. Change it to the customer's camera IP address. Now the remote control, through this connection, can already access this IP camera, so it can directly pull the stream, and you can directly watch it. Let me move the IP camera. Let's take a look at Key GC, Crown Control. Click Crown Control Application. Choose Application Setting, because we are using the serial to network. So when connecting here, we will disconnect and delete it first. We will create a new link 1. Add. Here we need to select UDP. This is a key point. And then the second place, port 8090. Let me explain again. Why do we set it like this? Let's back PC. This is the configuration of the air unit. The configuration of air unit 12. The serial data will send to this remote IP. This is the IP of the remote control. It will be sent to this port. It's 8090. They send it to this port. On the remote control, the port also be 8090. Okay, and then? Now it prompts that UDP is connecting to port 8090. Wait for the connection. It's already collecting data. Now move this. It's connected. There is data. It's okay. This is UDP.